Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today doing a Code Talker deck profile. So I'm really excited to do this one for you guys because this deck is an extremely fun deck to play that can make some absolutely incredible boards. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. So without further ado, let's go and get straight on into this. So first off, we're playing 3 copies of Microcoder. Microcoder is an amazing 3 of in the build and has a really cool ability if a Cyber's monster control would be used as a link material for a Code Talker monster. This card in your hand can also be used as a material. And then this card is sent from the hand or field to the graveyard as a material for the link summon of a Code Talker monster. You can either add a Cyanide Spell Trap card from your deck to your hand, or if this card in the field was used as a material, you can add a level 4 Cyber's monster from your deck to your hand instead. Which you're usually just searching out a Cyanide Spell Trap card from your deck to your hand, as we always want to use this card to be able to grab our copy of Cyanide Codex if we don't have it. We then play 3 copies of Lady Debug. Lady Debug is basically the Stratos of the deck. This card is normally a special summon and add a level 3 or lower Cyber's monster from your deck to your hand. We then play 3 copies of Backup ANNIHILATION. Backup ANNIHILATION is such a powerful Cyber's card with the ability if you control a Cyber's monster that was special summon the extra deck, you can special summon this card from your hand. And if this card is normally special summon, you can add a Dark Cyber's monster from your deck to your hand, except a copy of this card, then discard a card. And then you see a copy of Wizard ANNIHILATION. This card is definitely a 1 of in the build as well, and a card you're usually searching off your copy of Backup ANNIHILATION. With this card in the ability, if you control a Cyber's monster or special summon the extra, you can target a Dark Cyber's monster in your graveyard and special summon both this card from your hand and that monster in defense position, which is a great ability to be able to use to instantly get 2 monsters out on our side of the field so we can start link climbing. We then play 3 copies of Firewall Defensor. Firewall Defensor is a great normal summon in this deck, since this card is sent to the graveyard as a material for the link summon of a Cyber's monster. You can actually special summon a Firewall monster from your deck, except another copy of this card, which is a great ability because we actually have 2 amazing targets to be able to summon out this card, which is going to start off with a Firewall Guardian. Firewall Guardian is an amazing card to summon off your copy of Defensor because this card has the ability, and this card is sent to the graveyard as a material for the link summon of a Cyber's monster. You can special summon this card but banish him to leave the field, giving us an additional material out on our side of the field to link climb. We then also play a single copy of Firewall Phantom. Firewall Phantom is a great card to summon off your copy of Defensor as well, because this card is ability, if this card is sent to the graveyard as a material for the link summon of a Cyber's monster, you can add a Cyanide Spell Trap card from your deck to your hand, then discard a card, which is such a cool ability to be able to use to instantly search out the exact cards that we need. We then play a single copy of MathMech Circular. The MathMech engine is one of the most powerful Cyber's engines ever created. And this card is definitely a 1 of in the build because this card lets us sim a MathMech monster, except a copy of Circular from our deck to the graveyard to special summon this card in the hand. And this card also has the ability if a MathMech monster is normal or special summon to your field while you control this monster, you can actually add a MathMech Spell Trap card from your deck to your hand, which you're always sending from your deck to the graveyard to summon this card your copy of Sigma. Sigma is great to be able to send to the graveyard because if you control no monster in your extra monster zone while this card is in the hand of the grave, you can special summon this card from your hand but banish it when it leaves the field, which is such a cool ability to be able to use your copy of Circular to send Sigma. Sigma summons back to your side of the field, then use Circular to search out your copy of Equation, basically searching a monster reborn while also getting 2 monsters out on your side of the field. We then see a copy of MathMech Edition. MathMech Edition is a great addition to this deck. This card is just a really good extender. You can target a face-up monster on the field and letting it gain 1,000 attack points and special summon this card from our hand. We then play 3 copies of Parallel XZ. Parallel XZ is such a powerful combo piece in the deck because if this card is special summoned by the effect of a Parallel XZ, its level becomes 4 and its original attack and defense becomes half. And if a link monster is link summoned, you can actually special summon this card from your hand to a zone that link monster points to, and then also you get to special summon an additional Parallel XZ from your deck, making them both level 4 and both having 1,000 attack and 1,000 defense. We then play a single copy of Code Exporter. Code Exporter is just a really cool one-of in the build that has the ability of a cyber monster you control would be used as a link material, or a Code Talker monster. This card in your hand can also be used as a material, just like your copy of Microcoder. This card also has the ability of this card is sent from the hand or field to the graveyard as a material for the link summon of a Code Talker monster, and actually target a level 4 lower cyber monster in the graveyard and add it back to your hand. Or this card in the field was used as a material, you can actually special summon that monster instead, but negate its effects. And my single copy of Code Generator. Code Generator is great as a one-of in the build, and this card is very similar to your copy of a Microcoder with the ability, if a Cyverse monster you control would be used as a link material for a Code Talker monster, this card in your hand can also be used as a material, and this card is sent from the hand or field to the graveyard as a material for the link summon of a Code Talker monster, and actually send a Cyverse monster with 1200 attack or less from your deck to the graveyard, or this card in the field was used as a material, you can add it to your hand instead. Which card we're usually sending to the graveyard, all of this card's effects, is our copy of Dotscaper, which will just bring itself back to your side of the field once per duel. We then play 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom is an amazing 3-of in the build to basically just stop the opponent from touching the deck. So, that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to start with a single copy of Called by the Grave. Called by the Grave is definitely a one-of in the build to basically just stop the opponent's hand traps while we're going in for all of our plays. And then a single copy of Crossout Designator. Crossout Designator is great as a one-of as well to again just stop our opponent's hand traps. We then play a single copy of Mathmech Equation. Mathmech Equation is really powerful as a one-of in the build to actually use this card as a monster born for our Mathmech cards. We then play 3 copies of Signet Mining. Signet Mining is basically the Rhoda for the build, letting us send a card from our hand to the graveyard to add a level 4 or lower Cyberse monster from our deck to our hand. We then play 3 copies of Signet Codex. Signet Codex is absolutely broken because this card can actually get us multiple searches in a single turn. With the ability, if a Code Talker monster is special summoned from the extract to your field, you can target one of those monsters and then add a Cyberse monster with the same attribute from your deck to your hand. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extract for the rest turn except for Cyberse monsters, even if this card leaves the field, and you cannot add other monsters with the same attribute or to your hand by the effect of a Signet Codex this turn. And you can only activate the effect of Signet Codex once per chain, meaning we can grab all 6 different attributes if we play 6 different Code Talker monsters with all 6 different attributes, which is absolutely insane for this card to be able to do to get us so many searches to be able to plus and go into so many different link monsters. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're just going to be playing a few, starting off with 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Infinite Impermanence is an amazing 3-of rule that basically just stops your opponent's monster effects and also locks down entire columns of spells and traps, and is an amazing hand trap in this build. We then play a single copy of Signet Conflict. Conflict is an amazing card to be able to play in the deck, because this card has the ability when a spell, trap card, or monster effect is activated, only control a Code Talker monster and negate the activation. If you do, banish that card. And if you do, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects of cards with the same original name as cards with that banished card until the end of the next turn, basically locking down your opponent for an entire named card, which is absolutely insane. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to start with a single copy of Allied Code Talker Ad Ignister. This card is an amazing card to be able to play because this card is absolutely broken and a walking negate. Since this card is Link Summon, you can special summon as many Cyberse monsters with 2300 attack from your graveyard as possible to zones this card points to. And if you do, this card gains 500 attack for each, which is crazy powerful that this card can get absolutely massive. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn, which is not that big of a deal because you're usually making this card last. Also, when your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can actually tribute one Link monster this card points to negate the activation. If you do, banish that card, which is such a powerful ability. This card is actually a walking negate. We might see a copy of Firewall Dragon Singularity. Singularity is one of the only Link 6 monsters in the entire game, and this card is just super cool to be able to play because quick effect, you can actually target cards that your opponent controls or in their graveyard up to the number of different types of Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, or XZ monsters you control enter in your graveyard and return them back to the hand. Also, this card gains 500 attack for each card returned. And if a monster this card points to is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can target a Cyberse monster in the graveyard and special summon it, but you only use each effect of this card once per turn. We may see a copy of Neo Tempest Terahertz. Neo Tempest Terahertz is great as a 1-of build because this card gets absolutely massive and can easily OTK your opponent. We might see a copy of Firewall Dragon. Firewall Dragon is super cool to play, and it's actually amazing to be able to play the evolution of Firewall Dragon in this deck, and this card is super cool as a combo piece in the deck. I'm going to see a copy of Access Code Talker. This card gets absolutely massive and can pop multiple cards on the field, and is such a cool boss monster to be able to make. We then may see a copy of Decode Talker Heat Soul. Heat Soul is great because this card actually lets us draw a card by just paying 1,000 life points, which is absolutely insane. Plus, this card is a Code Talker fire monster to use with our copy of Codex. We see a copy of Xcode Talker. Xcode Talker is really cool as a 1-of in the build, just for its link arrows, and also this card is a Code Talker monster we can use with our copy of Codex. We see a copy of Protect Code Talker. Protect Code Talker is very good for its link arrows, and this card works with our high link rating monsters, which is super cool, and your opponent cannot target link 4 or higher monsters you control with card effects. Also, they cannot be destroyed by battle, which is a really cool ability to be able to use just to protect our monsters. Also, if you control a Firewall Link monster quick effect, you can banish Link monsters from your graveyard whose combined link rating equals exactly 3, and then special summon this card in the graveyard but banish when it leaves the field, which is a pretty cool ability to instantly use this card and put it back on our side of the field so we can basically link climb or use its arrows to U-link. Then we see a copy of Transcode Talker. Transcode Talker is great as a 1-of in the build that basically just lets us link climb and brings back a monster in the graveyard to our side of the field, which is so cool for this card to be able to do. We may see a copy of Code Talker Inverted. Code Talker Inverted is one of the first monsters you're going to summon out of your extract, and this card is Link Summon. You can actually special summon a Cyberse monster from your hand to a zone this card points to, which is a pretty cool ability to be able to use, especially when you put this card in one of your main monster zones, so you can use it to be able to summon out another monster to your side of the field. Let me see a copy of G-Golem Crystal Heart. G-Golem is great to be able to combine with our copy of our Transcode Talker because this card can actually bring back to our side of the field an Earth Link monster, which is super cool with this card to do. Let's see a copy of Balinx. Balinx is great as a 1-of in the build because this card just requires basically a level 4 Cyberse monster to link summon into this card, which is just a really cool ability, so you can basically link climb. Let's see a copy of Linkuriboh. Linkuriboh is great as a 1-of in the build because this card just requires a level 4 lower Cyberse monster to make this card, and this card helps you protect you from traps. Let's see a copy of Alan Bersham. Alan Bersham is great in this deck to help us search out additional Mathmat cards, as this card is able that you can actually summon this card out to your side of the field, detach 2 materials from this card, and then add a Mathmat card from your deck to your hand, which is great to summon out your copy of Circular, then send your copy of Sigma to the graveyard, and then once you do, bring back Sigma to the field, overlay both of them for this card while also being able to search out Equation off your copy of Circular's effect, then search out your copy of Addition off this card's ability. Then you can actually use Equation to bring back one of your copies of your Circular to your side of the field and basically link climb, getting 3 monsters out on your side of the field, which is so cool off your effect of Circular. We made a single copy of Deceive Worm. Deceive Worm is great to send to the graveyard. On your copy of Neo Tempest Terahertz, so you can OTK your opponent. Plus, this card is a spell trap negate, which is amazing when it's in the graveyard. Plus, with this particular build, you're also playing an XZ monster and a fusion monster to use with your copy of Singularity and Neo Tempest Terahertz, which is super cool. So, that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This deck is super fun to be able to play. If you guys have never played a Code Talker deck before, you should definitely give this deck a try. And you can make some absolutely insane boards with this deck, and it's super fun to help you link climb into some really insane plays. So, let's get into this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.